What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another What's Next Wednesday. Of course, my name is Michael Wimberly, and we're here to just kind of talk about what's next. The purpose of Wednesday is to find out what's the next step that you need to take in fulfilling your dreams, fulfilling your purpose, and just whatever's on your checklist. What's next? What have you accomplished, and what's the next step that you need to take in order to continue to move forward? So let's recap what's going on this week so far, as far as posts that I've made. So I started off Monday with a blog, and the blog was called Don't Throw in the Towel. That simply means don't give up. It just means keep fighting for whatever it is that's in front of you. I based that off of a scene at the end of the movie Creed, the first Creed, when Rocky was ready to throw in the towel because Creed was all messed up in the head. His eye was swollen. He really couldn't see out of it. And he said he wanted to throw in the towel because he didn't do it for Creed's dad, Apollo. And Apollo ended up dying. And he said, this is what I needed to do. I should have done for Apollo. And Creed told him not to do it because he wanted to prove to himself that he wasn't a mistake. And that's basically what I want you to realize, is that the goals and the dreams that you have, that you're pursuing, are not a mistake. Don't give up on them. Don't throw in the towel, because there's a reason that you started them in the first place. So keep pressing on those things and don't throw in the towel. Now, there's another aspect of that as well, because when Creed decided that he wanted to push forward in what he was pursuing, that inspired Rocky to push forward even more to make sure that he survived, because at that point, of course, he has cancer, and he was kind of going through the motion of cancer treatments to make sure Creed did what he was supposed to do. But that inspired Rocky to fight for himself. So he said, because you're fighting, I'm going to fight. So you never know who you may inspire by you continuing to fight and press forward in what it is that you're doing. So on Tuesday, I released a couple of images. Now, there's 4 images I did this week. It was 3 last week. They say when things are bad, don't use it as an excuse to give up. Use it as motivation to push harder. That's the first one. The second one says, be thankful for what you are now, and keep fighting for what you want tomorrow. The third one says, the strongest people are not those who show strength in front of us, but those who win battles we never see. And then the fourth one that I'm going to kick off on is, you will never regret reaching your goal. You will only regret giving up and not trying harder. And that's, once again, all of those go with the fact of not giving up, not throwing in the towel. That last one, once again, you will never regret the fact that you reached a goal. But what you will regret is the fact that you didn't push yourself hard enough to try and reach that goal. You never know how far away you are from reaching that goal. So just keep pushing, because you never know. That next attempt may be the one, or the next 2 attempts may be the one. It may be a few more after that. But no matter what, keep going until you reach that goal. Because once again, you'll never regret the fact that you got there. You'll only regret the fact that you gave up before you got there. That's where I keep talking about the woulda, shoulda, couldas that we have in our lives. Those things that we say, we look at and say, man, I wish I would have, or I should have did this, or I could have did something. We have all those in our lives because we gave up. And I'm pointing to my tablet. Because we gave up on what we were pursuing. And then we realized that we didn't have to give up. If we just thought about it and gave it that next effort, then we may have been able to achieve what it is that we were trying to do. So once again, what we're emphasizing this week is not giving up. You have something that you want. Go for it. No matter what it is, no matter how long it takes you. If you have a drive and determination to get it, go for it. Don't throw in the towel. Don't give up. One of the things we talked about on the last video from last week was do something today that your future self will be proud of, or that be thankful that you did. We're here again. Do something today that your future self will be happy that you did. Don't end up with more woulda, shoulda, couldas. So think about the things that you want. Reach those goals. Once again, this is What's Next Wednesday. So I want to hear from you. I didn't hear from a lot of you last week. I want to hear from you this week. What is it? That's the next step that you need to do. Once again, What's Next Wednesday? What is the next thing you're trying to pursue? What is the next goal that you're trying to accomplish? What is the next step in the evolution of the new you that you're creating? So comment, send me a video, whatever it is, but let me know what's next for you. My next thing is I'm currently working on a new website. I think I mentioned that before. I'm still pushing to get that website together because the event that I'm involved in is basically 39 days away. The 10th of April is when that event is. So that's coming up pretty quickly. So I want to have my website up by then. And the next video that I post will be talking about that event. If you want information on that, look at one of my previous posts where I talked about the leadership conference that I'm in. There's a link to buy tickets for that as well. But once again, I'll talk about that later. But that is my next step, is to continue to press and get this website done. Yes, I'm doing it myself. So yes, I'm learning as I go the things that I want, the layouts that I want to go in and have it set up, the pictures that I need, all that stuff. So my next step is getting that website finished so that I can post it. So then I'll have two websites. I'll still have my Words by Wimberly website, but then I'll have my secondary website as well that I'll also have, and that one will be focused more on speaking. But that's my what's next. What's yours? Once again, that's not just an arbitrary question. I really want to know. Share with us. Share with me. What's next? Because there has to be something that you're trying to do, and there's always steps that can be taken to get there. Just don't quit. No matter how hard it seems, don't quit. If you haven't seen the movie Creed, in my blog, I actually have a link to that end section of the fight. It'll take you to YouTube, of course, to see it, but it shows you that. And Creed could not see out of one of his eyes. Now, here's another point that I took from that as well. In that movie, Creed couldn't see out of his eye, but his trainer could. So when the referee held up so many fingers, the guy behind him tapped his neck for how many fingers it was. What that means is Creed was surrounded by a team that believed in him. So his trainer knew, he felt that Creed could go in and still fight that fight. And he knew the determination that Creed had, so he helped him. So he tapped his neck, the number of fingers that the referee had, that allowed him to still pursue his goal, which was finishing that fight. So we talked about before your team. Who is on your team? Do you have a person that if you're down and you're struggling, that will help you up, that will support you, that will give you that pep talk that you need? If you don't, hit me up. Let's create a team. Let's go in and support each other in what it is that we want to do. So once again, let's have that team. Let's have that structure. Let's pursue our goals. Let's reach out. Let's not give up. Let's hold each other accountable. I know I'm saying a lot, but it's one of those things that we want to make sure that we hold each other to what it is that we want to do. So as you're trying to reach for your goals, or as you are reaching for your goals, don't quit. Don't throw in the towel. It's worth the effort. And just like Creed inspired Rocky, you never know who you're going to inspire by you continuing to fight. So if you want to reach me, once again, you can find me on my website, wordsbywimberly.com. All my social media is on there. You can reach me, contact me inside of there. You can email me directly at michael@wordsbywimberly.com. Once again, social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can find me on there. If you want to find me on LinkedIn, you have to look up Michael Wimberly, and I'll be inside of there. You can also check out my hashtag, Words by Wimberly, and you'll find a lot of information on for that as well. So if you just go into Google and type in hashtag Words by Wimberly, you'll find my stuff because I'm Words by Wimberly. So once again, let's go out and let's continue to pursue. Let's continue to move forward. Let's not give up no matter what it may look like in front of us. Look behind you and see where you came from and realize that's been worth the struggle. I refuse to give up because I've already been through all this other stuff, and I'm going to keep going because I know what I'm looking for. I know what's in front of me, and I got to get there. So don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Let's keep pressing forward. Ready, set, go.